This video response is going to go out to Silver Latomi, and that is because you uploaded a video entitled Things YouTube Vloggers Do. You covered 5 topics. That's exactly what I'm going to cover here right now. First thing, pet names. If you are a YouTube teacher and you are considering your subscribers or your regular viewers your students, that's okay. Otherwise, most of the time it's just downright silly. Unless, of course, you're making a specific video for a specific viewer that you have met in real life. You've had lunch with them, you've gone to a concert with them, maybe you've invited them to your house, maybe they've invited you to their house, so on and so forth. That's okay. Otherwise, pet names are just silly. Recording in a car, I do take exception to this one. Here's the reason why. If your intent is to compete with Google Maps, and let me tell you something, as nice as Google Maps can be at times, they can also be somewhat of a problem. Why? Because their locations are not always accurate. I have found this out by hunting down all 215 looking for Lincoln Wayside markers. Believe me, if you go by those Google Maps, you might not find half of them. But if you go by me, that's a different story. So if what you're intending to do is, number 1, show people the precise location of a historical landmark or a business or maybe even your house, I can't imagine you doing that, but if you want to show people the precise location of your house, that's okay. If your intent and purpose in making the video is to show people the various potholes in the road so that other people will not hit them and maybe get the attention of whatever city council's involved so they'll get that particular pothole fixed, that's okay. All right. If your intent is to show people bad road conditions during thunderstorms, during snowstorms, that kind of thing, when you're showing people that there is bad weather out there so that other people won't hit the same bad weather that you just did, and you're trying to save people's necks in doing so, that's okay. We want to see videos like that. Otherwise, I'm like you, they should just stop somewhere, to a park or to a restaurant. I don't care where you stop. Stop there, then make your vlog. Even if you stop your car in a fast food parking lot and you decide to make a vlog in a fast food parking lot, that's okay. But don't make a vlog while driving. Number 1, it's potentially unsafe, depending on whether you're holding the camera or not. And 2, like you said, the audio doesn't always come through clear. So, there you go. Anyway, the next one, sitting still and reading a script. I agree with you on this as well. Now, when you are a YouTube teacher like myself and what you're trying to do is teach people how to speak, read, and write Italian, and you have prepared a script for that, alright, you can go ahead and read something like that. That's okay because your intent and purpose is to teach. You're not trying to make a formalized presentation to your audience. I certainly would not stand there and read War and Peace on YouTube like that. Unless, of course, you are trying to demonstrate what you're doing for some company that produces audiobooks. Let's say a company producing audiobooks has hired you to audibly read some kind of a book, and you're trying to show people that that's exactly what you're doing, this is how you're going to do it, so that then when they buy the actual audio book, they can recognize that that's what you're doing, and you're trying to promote yourself that way, that's okay too. My suggestion would be this: if you're going to try to do something other than any of that stuff, as you can plainly see, my digital camera, which is I'm taping this right now, is in front of my computer monitor. Right behind, well, on this computer monitor, what I have is basically a word processing document with a few cliff notes. Okay? And so I can briefly glance at the computer screen, read the cliff note, and then go ahead and make my presentation. That's something you can also do. But you're right, you shouldn't be just reading a text with your eyes down and sounding monotone. That's not very appealing for anybody. Alright? The next one, lots of jumpy cuts. I've had a few cuts in some of my videos, but not very often. Most of the time you do not need lots of jumpy cuts in a video. One of the things is, to make those jumpy cuts, you have to have video editing software, and it does take time to operate it. And if you really want to get a video up on the air and quickly, you don't want to spend a whole lot of time editing the actual video. As you can see here, this particular video has not been edited. And so I'm then able to get it up there quickly. And you guys are able to see this. However, when it comes to something like my Looking for Lincoln Wayside Marker Hunt, my intent is to be a map. And so one sign is in one location, another sign is in another location, so on and so forth. So there are a few jumps because of that. Otherwise, you'll pretty much see in my videos, there's not a whole lot of jumping. Now, I do make an exception on this. If you are videotaping a parade, and one float is way over here, and the other float is way over here, you may want to pause the video until the next float comes along, because you don't want to film a whole bunch of nothing. That's the idea. Whew. Okay, so it's okay to do jumpy cuts during parades. If you're trying to be a map for something, that's okay because you don't want to waste a whole bunch of video, etc., etc. So those kind of things is okay, but this constant jumpy, my gosh, I feel like I'm in a washing machine. And I don't want to feel like I'm in a washing machine. I'm ditzy enough as it is. I don't want to be ditzy anymore. Okay. Last one. Why did I make this video? I have to agree with you on this one. Now, if you are a YouTube teacher and you are teaching your students and you went away for a week, you may want to explain that to your students because your students are depending upon you. That's true. If you have a particular viewer and he definitely has asked you why you have not been around, you can then address that video to that particular viewer. That's okay, because then you're having a conversation with a particular viewer. Otherwise, no need to make why I made this video. You don't have to do that. It's just downright annoying. So I agree with you on that. Anyway, as I have always said in some of my videos, I do tend to stutter and to babble, so I'm going to cut this short. I do encourage my students, okay? I do encourage my students and anybody else out there, if you are seeing road conditions that are bad, we want to see the videos here so that we don't have to run into it ourselves. If you just happen to be on the road and you see bad road conditions, by all means let us know. If you're seeing a car wreck, let us know where it's at and when it's happening so we know what's going on. Those are valuable videos. If you're trying to compete with Google Maps, we definitely want to see those kind of videos, because it's much better to follow your video than what Google Map has to say. Videos are a lot more accurate in that case than an actual picture on Google Maps. So if that's your intent, yes, we definitely want to see more of that. Just think about what you're doing before you do it. And that will definitely improve the quality of your video. It will definitely get you better views, better ratings, etc., etc. Alright, I will tell you more in a future video. Stay tuned.